Hey everyone, it's Deligracy here, obviously, and welcome to a brand new build video. Today we are doing a build that may be used in my Get Famous Let's Play. Maybe. And I don't know if you guys are getting over the Get Famous videos yet, because we have focused about 2 weeks of content on it now, probably. So yeah, hopefully you guys don't mind another Get Famous build. I mean, in all fairness, this build uses lots of packs, so it's not just Get Famous, but basically, this may be used in our Get Famous Let's Play because, just in a nutshell, basically we have a couple, or we started with a couple, who could easily break up because their relationship is really on the rocks. Like, they are seriously in struggle town. Their names are Lux and Imogen. So I wanted to get a house built, or a lot built, that had two separate townhouses on it. So if they break up, we can move them into separate houses. But the idea is that these houses, the storyline is that they're owned by the talent agencies that the Sims are with, and then they lease off the talent agencies. So it's kind of like these lots are, I guess, put aside for up and coming celebs to live in, and perhaps they're really close to the studios for acting, and they have good internet and stuff like that. I put that trade in there. So yeah, that's why even if they become exes, they might still live on the same block, and they're like, well, I guess I get this for a better rate, so we're just gonna live here or something like that. It's reserved for celebs. And I also wanted to try out the new celebrity lot trait, where basically if you're not a legit celeb, you may be categorized as a quote-unquote poser. So I kind of wanted to test out to see what level you have to be to not get the poser moodlet or whatever, and then to see what exactly happens. So that's why I put that in here as well. Originally I was going to have this little like walkway going between the two houses, but I decided it was probably not necessary. And I also wanted to keep this under 50,000 simoleons because I think we've made about 50 grand, or the net worth of this family is worth about 50,000 simoleons, so we are able to move them into this. So it's kind of like a second starter home. So 20 grand's like your first starter home, and then you can build up to 50 grand if your sim is doing fairly well with money. So yeah, this is like a second home, and by all means you can use cheat to move into here sooner if you'd like to do that as well. So we actually did build this on stream. As you guys have probably realized if you've been watching my other videos, we have been doing live streams and building during the live stream with your input, and then I finish off the builds and put them on YouTube. So there's always like half of the build done on the stream, and then the other half I do by myself. So for today's stream, I asked you guys if you could send me basically pictures of houses or apartment complexes that you guys really liked, and townhouses, and I kind of used several of them put together to create these, and I'm really happy with them. They are a more modern style. We voted that modern probably works better in Del Sol Valley for this storyline, and because we've been living in a more aged vintage house to begin the Let's Play with, like, it deliberately looked a little bit like it was built in the 70s, and gradually we've done it up. That's why I've decided to move them into a little bit of a modern house. I wanted to use some of the new windows and, you know, the new furniture and stuff. So that's what we've gone ahead and done. So this house on the left is going to be Lux's house if they move in. It is a big if still. We'll see where the storyline goes. And if they don't, at least it's a cool house that we have here. I'll probably just build another one for if they stay together. So they have two options. And also, if you're a little bit confused with which side is the front door, I think one house will have the front door at the back and the other one will have the front door at the front. But basically, the lot faces out to the main road, but the lot connects to a footpath or street at the back of the lot. So it's kind of a weird lot in that way. So I guess you'd enter from the back usually and walk around to the front if you wanted to. And probably me just telling that to you guys is really confusing. I also wanted to ask you guys if you would prefer to have a face cam in build videos, or if you find it distracting and you're happy with a voiceover. So I might, if I remember, try and do a poll on the screen so you guys can vote in the poll for what you want to happen. Because I often find it really confusing on whether I should do face cam or not for build voiceovers. I don't know. It might be a bit unnecessary, but then again, sometimes it's nice to see like the face behind the talk, you know? I don't know. Also, the two houses, so Lux is on the left. The one we're working on right now is potentially Lux's house, so the guy's house. And if you guys aren't watching the Let's Play, basically his persona is like, he's basically working on editing videos, and he's gaining fame that way. So he's essentially becoming a YouTuber, and he's really great at editing. He has very high, well, he's fulfilled the media editing skill, whatever it's called. He has the same celebrity level as his current girlfriend Imogen, but Imogen is an actress. So Lux he's just earned a new trait that basically, I don't know if I've already posted this part or not. I better not. It might be a little bit of a spoiler. Oh well, I'm gonna spoil it, so if you don't want to spoil it, maybe skip ahead a minute. But he has the emotional bomb quirk, which means that he's a really emotional guy. So he can kind of crack all of a sudden, and I kind of see that as him being kind of more artistic and really passionate about his videos and stuff, that he does get emotional sometimes, and he does work like really weird hours and gets really stressed out and stuff. So he is a bit of an emotional bomb. Whereas Imogen's persona, she's like really obsessed with climbing the social ladder. Like, she really wants to become famous. She's willing to do whatever she needs to get famous. And she's actually befriended Judith Ward, who is an already established global celebrity in Del Sol Valley, who lives in one of the mansions in the Pinnacles. And she's like a really mean sim, and in a way she's similar to Imogen because she's done anything she could to become famous. She stepped on a lot of sims to get there. Imogen's willing to do the same, but then again, Imogen doesn't have that mean streak in her. She still is kind of learning as she grows up who she really wants to be and what risks she really wants to take. So it's all been quite interesting, you know, the story unfolding and what's happening, whether they're going to break up or stay together, what Judith really wants with Imogen, because Judith's like made friends with her and we're like, why? We're figuring that out. But basically, Lux has made a lot more money than Imogen, so I decided to give him the slightly bigger house, and he does have an upstairs area, whereas Imogen's house doesn't have the upstairs indoor area, but it does have like a nice porch, and she is into fitness. I thought she'd get into the wellness skills, so we're gonna put a yoga mat out there for her to use. And yeah, she can eventually like get outdoor furniture and entertain on a rooftop with the girls or whatever. She's started to get closer to the makeup artist and hair stylist on sets whenever she's on set, so that's kind of cool. There's also a little bit of terrain that you might have noticed too. The ground is definitely not flat. The footpath actually goes up by increments, like steps without actual stairs. So it is on a slight terrain. And then originally I was going to put Lux's bedroom upstairs, but I decided to keep both of the apartments as somewhat studio style. So their bedrooms are open to the rest of the house, and I kind of really like that because it does give that feeling of them still trying to make it. Like, they don't live in mansions. Their homes are they have that more temporary feel to them at the moment, and Lux works from home, so he's kind of up and down the stairs up to his studio, and the living area is also upstairs as well. So it's just kind of a little bit different. It's unique. His house has green and blue accent walls. Imogen's is more pinky. I guess it's kind of the gross stereotype of the guy and the girl. But I actually just really thought Imogen was into the pink colors and Lux was more like minty greeny blue, or maybe it's an aqua color, I suppose. Like a lot of townhouses and apartments, the appliances are very cheap. They're probably going to have to upgrade their appliances. Lucky both of them have a bit of a handiness skill. At least the Lux is, I think his handiness skill is like level 5, and I can't remember if I made his character with a higher handiness skill. If maybe I did that in case stuff was breaking in their more cheaper house to begin with, because occasionally I'll start LPs with traits already with the Sims. I mean, the reason why I do that is because if they're adults, they've probably developed traits that can go with their characters a bit more. But I swear I didn't, so I think he just built up his handiness skill, like, by himself. Here's a couple of shelves. I really was annoyed with that bench top that it didn't line up with the kitchen counter. So we're actually going to delete the bench where you would eat in a second. Oh, how cute is this? The fruit bowl fits perfectly in those little baskets from Jungle Adventures. I was just showing the stream that. And we never use clocks enough. And I was like, this clock is so beautiful because it's got the mint green circle in it. Perfect. So yeah, now we're deleting that bench space because I was like, no, it doesn't line up. This is going to drive me crazy, and I'd rather just have a different table there. So you would eat at the bench. There's not really a dining table as such, and this is our sim just player testing the door under the stairs. Our sim who actually walked in the house is also someone I'm wanting to add to the Let's Play. His name is Dior. He was made by one of you guys under the hashtag Deligracy. I'm sorry, I can't remember who exactly made him. But we changed his character a lot. We changed him up, we definitely styled him differently and gave him a little bit of a storyline. This is just on the live stream. Gave him the storyline of being this like fabulous interior designer. He has Gucci shoes, he's really fashionable, and he was actually hired by the networks to furnish these homes on kind of a budget. So he's gone ahead and furnished them. He's done a good job, and I feel like he could go into the stylist career if we ever wanted to add an extra sim to the Let's Play. He'd be so much fun. And I absolutely love his character. He's really, really cool. So that is who he is. And of course, Lux, being in the media industry, he needs to have his media editing desk, which I love that desk. It's so good. And then over here is where we're going to have the lounge room. We had a little bit of trouble with figuring out what wallpaper to use. I really wanted to use the tiger rug because we haven't had a go at using the tiger rug yet. And when we finally got to use it, figure out how to use it, we realized the best way was to have darker walls and an orange couch. So at the moment we kind of go through this awkward sorbet orange or pastel orange walls that will come back in just a second. I was like, no, it's just not working. And then we change it up to a few more darker colors with the orange. Oh, was it an orange couch? Maybe it's a black couch actually with a black feature light, a black and orange feature light, something like that. We managed to tie it in, but it takes us a while. You'll see here we're going from color to color, and I'm like, I don't know which one to do, but we end up making it work. Some nice little cushions on the floor. So yeah, and it's coming together now. So I think it's kind of nice that the living area is upstairs instead of the bedroom. Maybe he could have had the bedroom upstairs, but he would have been like, I don't really want to sleep where I work, and there was no room for the desk downstairs, so that's why he decided to do that. But by all means, if you guys want to download this house, it is on the gallery right now. Just look up my username, Deligracy. Or you can look up the hashtag Deligracy and make sure, because the gallery is currently glitching out, to have in the filters custom content available. So you search, it just means that you are happy to see lots that have custom content. Now this build has no custom content whatsoever, and even if you download custom content items from the gallery, you won't download the custom content into your game. So you have to actually get that separately. Anyway, so if you're searching for custom content, it just basically means you can see it, but you won't be able to download it unless you have those items already. So these houses, just make sure that custom content is showing and you can download it. It's all good. Now, working on the bathrooms, I decided to save a little bit of money by using just like a single sink. I would have liked to use counters probably in here because we have the room for it, but you know, we were on a little bit of a budget. You'll see we are using a lot of cheaper items. A lot of the place is slightly bare, and you know, it's nice for the smoothness of gameplay. Oh, we're just moving over to Imogen's house now. It's nice for the smoothness of gameplay when you don't have as much clutter. Like, it's just easier to see, it's easier for the Sims to move around. But usually when I do builds, like often I'll want to make it really, really cluttered because it just looks more real. But for these, they're a little bit more simple, and I'm sure we'll add to them as the game progresses. And yeah, Imogen's house is really cute. I think if I had to pick which one I would live in, I'd probably live in Imogen's because she also has this really beautiful double height walls, which I really love with a skylight, and it just looks really pretty. So her house isn't as big, but it's kind of cooler. So I would go over quality, not quantity of space. But once you guys see the screenshots, let me know in the comments down below which one you'd pick. And yeah, her bedroom's sectioned off there with city living dividers. Those dividers pretty much come in Get Famous as well. They're a very, very similar item. However, I don't know if this was deliberate for some reason, but they snap to the wall. So you can't actually place them without them snapping to the wall. So we would have had to build a wall then place them down. But you can get like a similar item from Get Famous. So that's kind of good to know. And then this kitchen, I really liked this idea of when you walk in the door, you walk past the kitchen bench, and I just liked that. But I realized that it wasn't really utilizing the space in the most, most logical way, I suppose. We needed to rearrange it a little bit. So we're going to be shifting the island counters over to directly in front of the stove in just a second, because this was just not looking right. I didn't want the dining table like in the middle of the kitchen. Like it just no, just no, thank you. So we're about to shift those around. And I love these chairs from, was that the fitness pack those ones came with? The fitness stuff pack, I think. I can't quite remember. But I love those chairs because they have just a little hint of pink and blue on them, or pink and aqua, the strips. You'll definitely see in the screenshots, but they look really nice, I think. Just a hint of color, looks a little bit stylish. And, Imogen, over time, she's becoming a bit more stylish as well, like her sim character is. So it's kind of fun. So there we go, just rearranging them a little bit. We've got the bin in there, you guys. I didn't forget the bin. I always forget that bin, so I'm glad that it's there. And again, we're using the more like cheaper items. Also, I love this masonry brick item from Get Famous. I think it's like the nicest brick we have. I mean, City Living brick was pretty cool for that more industrial looking brick, but this brick is awesome because it looks more modern. Love it. And I kind of wanted to use these couches for my first pet stuff, but the colorway it just wasn't right. Like, I'm just not a huge fan of the colorways for that couch, which is why I don't really ever use them. They're great items though, so it's a bit of a shame. I think a lot of people would use them, but just not for me. Like, that couch I was going to go with, but then I was like, it's just so pink. Like, there's too much salmon in this house. I can't deal. So we are going to change the couch in just a second. Nobody panic. I was so tempted to do the zebra print rug again. I love these faux is the keyword, animal print rugs, but I used this other one, which is kind of cool. We also didn't put the TV right bang in the center of the wall, so I thought that we needed to put a light in here to kind of offset the balance, so it's asymmetrical balance. If we didn't have a light there or anything on the wall, I feel like it would look a little weird, like it should be in the middle. Decided to switch up the light to that one. It just looked like it suited the house a little bit better. And I love this this little like unit there under the TV that's from Laundry Day stuff. It just looks so realistic, and I thought the baskets were really cute with the little bows on them. They looked like something Imogen would furnish her house with, and it ties in nicely with the floorboards and breaks up the pink a little bit. So it just works nicely. Over here on this wall, I was thinking, maybe we should use some mirrors. I don't know. And I was looking at paintings, and I thought this one went perfectly with the rest of the house. That sunset, it's very like, in a way, even though it's not a cityscape, the coloring reminds me a little bit of LA colors. So I thought that kind of worked well in this house, even though it's probably not like a cityscape at all. Maybe if you removed all of the city in LA, it would kind of look like that, but it is mountainous, so I don't know. Some cute little fairy lights, definitely a decor go-to for a lot of young girls and guys who are living out of home, because it's cheap, it's easy, looks nice, especially YouTubers, because the lights always look pretty in the background. And then this is her bathroom. We're just finishing up here. Again, peachy colors, beautiful new marble floor that came with Get Famous. I think the marble floor looks really, really nice with those subway shaped bricks. Really, really cute. And then out here, I was just thinking, oh, we probably need like a communal barbecue area. Like they can share the barbecue, a few outdoor chairs that they can share as well. And we have I think we have 2 letterboxes. We have 2 big bins as well. So it kind of has that feel of being townhouses you would share with your neighbors. And yeah, just figuring out probably, I was thinking, you know, it's probably best to go with like a black accents because we have the black windows and the black, what do you call them? Those city living, like split panel things, screen things. So they're kind of nice. And those rectangular windows, or the new windows you might not recognize, they are also from Get Famous. And that glass balustrade on the houses or around the houses on the left there, that is actually from Get Famous as well. However, for some reason you can only find it through by debug mode, so you need the show hidden objects cheat to access it. I don't really know why it's not available anyway. In any case, I'm confused by that, but it's not. So yeah, go to by debug mode to get it. And the other really good thing about it is that it is free. So it's kind of a good little hack there. If you're building starter homes and not wanting to cheat the budget, you can cheat the buy debug item for free, which is good. Just adding a few extras because we had a little bit of budget left over. We're putting some curtains in. I changed this bed up to a more comfortable one for Lux because I always use that same cheap bed, so I was sick of it. And I also don't want him complaining of a sore back all the time. So yeah, this is taking it more closer to 50 grand in terms of lot value, 50,000 simoleons, and it seems like a lot, but it's pretty achievable in gameplay. You know, you just go work hard for a little while, and your Sims can definitely get there. And I thought we may as well play a little bit with the terrain here and make it a little bit more interesting and dynamic, organic looking. So we put a few hills, and yeah, let's jump into the screenshots. So here it is. Here are our 2 little townhouses. I really like them. I think they're cute. They're definitely simple builds, but they're nice builds. And the floor plans work. They're different, so they're not like just the same thing repeated. A little bit of fun. Yeah, so let me know what you think in the comments down below, and let me know which one you would like to live in. I am very curious to hear. So this is Imogen's, Dior's sitting down there. I love that like double height area across the lounge room. The pinky colors are really cute. I just love it. A few hints of green as well. Super pretty. I'd 100% live here. This is definitely mine. I don't know if I could live with that much pink though. And then this is Lux's house. So it's a little bit different. You can see you could definitely have the bedroom upstairs and the lounge room downstairs if you prefer. But I think Lux wanted to have his setup upstairs for whatever reason. So yeah, he's got the galley kitchen there. 2 different entrances. I decided to make the bathroom have these stripes just for a bit of fun and to make it a little bit more youthful looking. And there is his upstairs studio area. And yeah, there is my Instagram if you want to follow me on Instagram to keep up with all the Deligracy action throughout every day. Woohoo! Alright, you guys. Oh, and there's also the outside terrace, which we need a bit more money to finish. And the floor plan, if you guys would like to try and recreate this, go for it. Anyway, thank you as always so much for watching this video. I do hope you are having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are in the world, and I cannot wait to speak to y'all soon. Susu!